just realized we did a pattern there inadvertently.
Hello, everybody.
Wave, everybody, wave.
Hello, everybody. I'm Tom Basil.
I got you right. Boys.
I'm Roy Kennedy.
I'm Wendy Yee.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
I'm Z Garcia.
Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Chris.
You're the least rocking out person here.
He's
bro.
wearing his Guns N' Roses
He was in a
shirt.
metal band. Come
He
on.
bought a t-shirt.
Chris
had hair down to his waist.
He had
Yeah.
long
Does not
hair.
Yeah, legitimately.
Oh, I did, yeah.
When I first met him, yeah. It was long.
Okay, well, we're talking about Gen Con. We'll unpack that later.
Yeah, we're going to need a little more time to unpack that.
Anyhow, so this is just us kind of giving our thoughts and things on Gen Con. We might answer some questions. But we all went. Who here went for the first time? And who went for the second time?
That would be me.
And the rest of us, I can't
Been a bunch of
Y'all
times.
been around the
We can
block.
know. Well, Mike used to live in Indianapolis. He's our
Yeah.
local tour guide.
That's
Our
true.
unwilling local tour guide. We'll drive Mike, be like, I used to go fishing over in that creek. And I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, I was definitely fishing all the time. But I did hook us up with some good restaurants, so I will
Those
take credit
meatballs
for
were rocking.
that. Legit.
That place was amazing.
Let's just spend the next
Meatballs.
hour or so talking about the food, shall we?
Yeah, Mimi Blues. We'll start there, and we'll work our way to a place called Cuba.
I like the food, but I will say Gen Con is a tough place for food.
If
It's
you want to
busy.
eat at the convention center, it's terrible.
It's busy.
Well, yeah, first of all, no one eats in the convention.
Did anyone
That's
ever-
for sure.
A lot of people do,
I
unfortunately.
beg
Oh, I
to
did.
disagree. I
Did
beg
you?
to disagree.
I got a salad every single day. 'Cause
In the
that's what
convention
I-
center?
Yeah.
Was it okay?
Yeah, it was a fine salad.
No, they're good prepackaged.
yeah.
food.
You bankrupted
Did you
us
wait?
by buying a salad.
Did anyone ever visit the food trucks?
I went to the food trucks a
I
couple
went
times.
once.
I tried
Those
the food
lines
truck
were way too
yeah.
long.
Yeah.
I just never
Lines
previous
were
years.
like,
The lines of the food
no.
truck are ridiculous,
I don't
and
like to wait for
it's
food. I would
not
rather
that
just
much
not
food,
eat.
and it's okay.
No, the food was. I thought the food was phenomenally good. I just thought it was long and expensive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, so that's our food talk.
There you go.
That's all of it?
Do you want to talk about
No,
more
no.
food?
Oh,
I went to the Slippery Noodle, and they have amazing burgers.
it's the slippery.
Yes.
noodle.
Slippery Noodle
Yes.
is the oldest bar in Indiana.
It was really good.
It's
Is
a
the
blues
burger made
bar.
out of noodles?
I had a Vegas burger with like shredded like beef on top of the burger. It was
Cigarette butt.
really- yeah, cigarette butts were great, and the Blues
Where-
Brothers were out there.
Where
It
do the
was
noodles come in? This one I'm
There was no noodles. I was confused.
Anyway, we did not eat. Someone asked if we had it at St. Elmo's. We did not because it's expensive. But
Very pricey,
we
yeah.
did introduce the shrimp cocktail because you get it at Harry Nizzi's to a few people
Hey,
here.
Roy, can you, is there a way to make the thing a little wider, the comments for us older folk?
Oh yes,
There we
I
go.
can.
And
I don't
put on
have to
the
move.
we forgot. We didn't tell Camilla.
Oh, come on now.
We
Can
didn't
you
tell
see it?
Camilla what
No,
the
not now.
shrimp cocktail was like.
Let's
So that
see.
was an amusing moment.
That was,
Okay.
Can you recreate that
Sure.
I
face?
really don't.
Is amusing.
no, I'm just kidding.
Slippery Noodle. There you go.
Okay.
Is amusing the right word? What is your general feeling on getting horseradish?
Up my nasal cavity.
Yeah.
It's mostly negative.
I love
Okay.
You know, I'll be honest. Yeah, it was
Perfect.
nothing I wish to ever repeat.
I will do
I think worse though than the horseradish up the nasal cavity is the horseradish in the eyeball.
You're not supposed to put shrimp in your eye, Camilla.
How did that happen?
Oh, the doctor told me to keep putting out of my eye.
Well, someone here was a jerk. Anyhow. Anyhow, so that's
eye rolls.
It wasn't me,
that's
to
understood.
clarify. I know someone is gonna.
But that
Someone's gonna
mustard,
accuse
that
me.
mustard at the
Yeah, yeah,
German
right.
place
It was
could
not
give it
Chris.
a run for its
It was
money.
me. I had a shrimp flop out of its place,
On
and
purpose.
it splashed
Into
a little
my
bit
eye.
of that sauce across the
On purpose.
table.
A little bit.
It was like a one in a million
Camilla's
shot. Oculus Rift.
There's no permanent damage
My
though, right?
Oculus Rift was aflame.
all right.
We can see clearly now.
So Gen Con this year, they just announced the numbers, was up to 50,000 people. Did you feel the crowds?
I did. I've seen some people say, "Oh, it wasn't that busy," but it was significantly busier than last year.
Those
which is
people
no
are definitely in a
surprise.
different con than
They're different kind.
Yeah.
This to me felt very, very much like pre-COVID conventions in the amount of kind of density of people. The only difference is that I do think the hallways are a bit wider still than they used to be before. There's not quite as much of the getting checked into the boards by someone's gigantic backpack as there have been.
That definitely happened to me several times.
It still
definitely
happens, but
happened to me
not as
also.
bad. Not as
So wait,
bad.
because I heard someone say they felt like the walkways were bigger, but that was before the crowds had come in. Do you think the carpet was wider and there was more spacing between
It
booths?
definitely is
I
than there
believe
used
so,
to be. There,
yes.
and I also
Okay.
believe a few areas and intersections where you can kind of cross
That
more
never
easily.
used to be there.
Yeah. I do know that one of the booths didn't get all of their stuff, so they shrunk their space and they just filled it in with carpet.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because they weren't able to expand as much as they thought because one of their pallets was missing.
There was more missing booths than I've ever seen.
Yes.
At least 6 people didn't show up, probably.
Right.
Yeah.
for sure.
And it's funny because the booths next to them go, "Can we use that spot?"
Yeah.
And Gencon's like, "No,
Nope.
Really? They
Not a
said
chance.
Well, I mean, I would be tempted to complain if I paid for a 10 by 20. My neighbor had a 10 by 10. The 10 by 10 next to them didn't show up, so they got it for free. I might go, well, that's not fair.
I think there's
Well,
a
why don't
parable.
they offer it like a 50% discount?
Tom, I think there's a
or something like
parable
that?
about this.
Oh.
No, I get that,
You
boy.
got
I'm just
Bible.
saying, I'm using
The
me.
fox and the horseradish.
I'm using me as an
Exactly.
example. And that's actually very relevant. But I'm just saying that's why Gen Con doesn't do it.
It creates a level of unfairness. You happen to be next to something, someone's not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Booth space that we got this year was really
Loved
good.
it.
Oh, yeah.
It's good.
Although a lot of people told me they had a hard time finding us because the main aisle comes directly to us, and then a booth or two got in the way of that, so
Right.
people had to go around a little
Yeah,
bit to get
yeah.
to us. We're not gonna throw DeVere under the bus, but
No.
come on, guys,
That was definitely
you
very
blocked us.
But there was a red cathedral involved.
Oh wow! Now
There you go.
we're blaming games.
Specific games.
If you watched our vlogs, DeVere was in our vlogs quite a bit because they were always there early, which was kind of fun.
And
Oh, they were
literally
good
right-
neighbors.
Oh, they're great neighbors.
They're like
Yeah.
State Farm. They were right there, always there.
You're saying they're people that
always
care?
there.
Yes, they were fun.
Whenever we get a booth at Gen Con or anywhere, I always look to see who our neighbors are. Because
Yeah,
that is
for
a big
sure.
deal because you're staring at them a lot. Like Osprey was right across
Right
from us. That
across.
was nice. We liked
Yep.
them. DeVere. We were also next to, was it Goliath?
Dinosaurs?
Yeah.
Or no,
No,
Goliath.
no.
Goliath.
Goliath.
They were there farther.
Yeah, that was an odd one. to be
Something
next to.
66
Yeah,
was to
something
our
like some
side.
Yeah, they were selling. It was like an RPG thing, I think. We also had
Pegasus-
Spin Master very close by.
Pegasus
I was
Steel
really
was kitty
confused.
corner to
Pegasus
us.
Spiel.
I was
yeah.
really confused
Or
because
nice.
it said Square Enix where those candles ended up setting up.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh, cool, Square. And then it wasn't. It was candles.
That's true. I don't know what happened to that.
That's
Yeah.
right. I saw the sign
Yeah,
for
were they
Square
like-
Enix, but they
Were
weren't
they
there.
like dark mage candles? Like
Yeah.
Some of the booths got rearranged. I remember walking by a booth that said, bicycle card booth is now at 11:27 or something like that.
They-
interesting.
Okay, because I went by the bicycle car booth, and later I saw it again, and I thought, it's on a corner now. That's weird. I thought it wasn't the first time, but I just thought it was forgetful.
Yeah, no, for some reason They some moved. things got shifted around.
Yeah, you're normal.
It was a magic
still,
trick.
In the
done
middle
with
of the
bicycle
convention,
cards.
they
What
moved.
did you guys think about
Yeah,
the
somehow.
gigantic double-decker eBay thing? That was
my
crazy.
God.
That was quite the booth they
That
set
was.
up.
Yeah.
I also didn't. Speaking of eBay, they were handing out free copies of a game. I think it's called Buy It Now or something along those lines. That apparently is designed by Jonathan Gilmore and one other designer. I can't think of it, but established game designers. They were handing this out for free at the convention. A full-fledged game.
I didn't
Yeah,
see their names on the box.
I don't believe their names are on the box. That's why I didn't know until I found out afterwards. So that's interesting. We have a copy here for the. We'll
Yeah.
look at it if we have
Yeah,
time.
interesting.
And,
Like the Gator Dave said that the DeVere guys were in the booth. They were in our videos
Yes.
often enough to get their own dice people.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. That's a very, very good point. Yeah.
So, everyone, the number one question we're asked, other than how are you doing, is, what's the game of the con? People always ask that, and we always are like, we have no idea. I mean, at the end of the con, even now I'm sitting around trying to figure that out. But what do you think people talked about the most?
Cat in a box.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Planet Unknown.
Scout.
I still disagree
I
on
hear
Planet
Scout a
Unknown.
lot.
I think people ran for Planet Unknown and sold out, and then that was the last I heard of it.
Turing machine.
Turing
True
Machine.
Machine, they
Oh.
sell that every day. They said their line got longer every single day.
Yeah.
Because
Twilight
they
Inscription.
saved like 50
Right.
copies.
People talked about Twilight Inscription decent amount.
Oh, yeah, I'd say that one.
Ahoy, because people didn't.
I didn't hear as much about that one.
Well, it's because people didn't know it was there. They said before the show that it wasn't going to be there, but they were able to airship, I guess, just a few copies. So they were able to sell some on Thursday, and then I believe again on maybe Saturday, the mornings of both of those.
So they're the best secret game of the con?
Maybe. My
You
father's
have the
work
end.
is another one, but it was they didn't bring a lot there, and they were gone day one.
I think a lot of selling out happened. A lot of sellouts,
Yeah.
but no, a lot of shipping issues, shipping delays.
That's always a huge
So a lot
thing.
of games I think were supposed to be huge. There were only a few hundred copies there.
Yeah.
It's also hard to gauge. I know that the Isle of Cats, by day 2 his stock was gone. So there were a lot of times
Depleted.
they were having to I think Board and Dice did a similar thing with Terracotta Army, where things that were out early, they gave some kind of a thing like, hey, we'll give you free shipping and you know, you can use a special code. So they did that for Terracotta Army, a pre-order with free shipping. I know that the Isle of Cats did a thing with free shipping and a pre-order code. So
I know Portal sold out of Brazil
Brazil sold
Oh
out.
yeah.
very quickly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
Arc Nova map packs.
Yeah, those were
In
very
fact,
hot.
Arc Nova might have been one of the hot games of the con, honestly.
That map pack.
Yeah, that map pack was
You
hot.
saw it in almost. I feel like everyone that came up to the
Yeah.
booth, carrying a bag.
Right.
You see
It
it's
was
like poking
that.
out the top. Like,
Yeah.
Another little one here was First Rat. The thing is, it's because, well, I don't want to speak out of turn. I think that had they known the demand would be there, they would have brought more. But I think maybe they were a little taken aback by how much demand there was for it.
Oh wow.
Because it was gone relatively quickly. So,
I know Pegasus sold out of a lot of their stuff.
yeah.
They were very happy. I think.
Sure.
I was surprised the Marvel Dice Throne still had some of the Kickstarter ones available
Yeah.
there at the end. I was surprised that didn't sell out.
Well, they had a lot though at that booth. My
Yeah.
word.
That was a
walked by.
Yeah, they did. They did.
It was
Well, it was a
packed.
small booth too.
Was it a 10x10?
It was
Yeah.
very
Really
tiny, yeah.
tiny.
And they also had some Kickstarter Radlands.
They did.
They had, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
wow.
did.
Oh, yeah.
Which
That's
was
awesome.
The Roxley booth was a 10x10, and there was about 3 square foot of standing room for the employees there, and they sold.
It was tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had Marvel Dice Stone stacked up taller than people, and then eventually over the con days, you would see like, oh, they have more standing room.
The thing is,
Good for them.
I don't think it was an
man.
official Roxley booth. As odd as that sounds, it was not an official Roxley booth. It was, they knew what was being sold from what I understand, but in years past, Roxley has had a big dedicated booth with all their branding and everything. This was a small 10x10 corner booth where they were really only selling a few titles of Roxley games. But the
Yes.
hot ones,
Right,
right?
yeah,
They're selling tons
yeah.
of them. I think that the main Roxley people weren't able to come, or I don't know why, but had other people kind of like Stonemeyer will do with Meeple Source sometimes. You know, have
Yes.
them kind of do their
And
stuff.
actually, Meeple Source had Stonemeyer stuff
Yes,
there.
yes.
They did the wine crate for viticulture.
They had a nesting box.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to go over there and look at it. They had a single version that you could look at for the new wingspan.
Did anyone see? Did they
Oh.
sell a lot of those wine crates?
Yes.
Because I only
I
went the
saw
first.
a lot of people come
I saw a lot of people
Okay.
come
Because I
by.
only saw the first day, and it looked like
They
first
had
couple
a
days didn't look
mountain.
like
It
anything.
looked like
They
they
had
built
so
a
many.
miniature golf course.
Yeah.
And it had like a mountain.
They had them in like a cage.
Yeah.
Then they'd more on top.
And
that
I
was
filmed
awesome.
a little overview of that. I think maybe this weekend it'll go up or something for that wine crate.
We also saw a lot of some booths in the back got swamped. So 25th Century had a very long line.
yes. Green team
because people wanted the green team wins, but also they were showing off Raw. And
They
they had a
had
whole
Garden
pile,
Bow
They
also.
had Garden Bow.
Yeah.
Which hasn't even delivered yet. And
Yeah.
it's like a bow to, I think. So there were very early copies there. And they got sold out too. People were mentioning that in the comments. Those are gone.
Yeah, that was one I was really interested in, and I didn't get to see it.
And that's something that happens. This can be somewhat controversial, not just at Gen Con. I think it happens maybe at Gen Con more than at
Right.
like Essen, where games that are crowdfunded, small numbers of retail versions of those games are available before the backer. Now, I can tell you there were at least 3 games that I'm currently backing that I have not received that were there. My personal opinion, this is only me, I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
Because these are not the big, huge publishers. Also, many of them have been like open about it in their Kickstarter updates, saying, "Hey, look, we've got a few copies of these we're going to try to sell." So, but that is something that's controversial, and I always wonder how it's going to be, kind of taken by people.
It's an interesting thing because like the publisher wants to be able to be at the con and be able to sell a thing and be able to try to get the word out. Gen Con's a huge way
Sure.
for the publisher to actually like build some buzz about the game themselves and keep themselves publishing games.
Right.
But at the same time, they want to like fulfill to their backers first too. So it's like a weird thing.
Yeah.
What I will say is that a lot of these companies don't make huge profits.
Sure.
Right.
They sell a lot of product. Anything that's really hot and air shipped over, here's 500 copies. If they sell through all 500 copies of it, they might break even.
Right.
Because Gen Con, I think, is what you said. It's about generating interest,
Right.
almost more than it is making money. I'll just go ahead and say it. Probably more than.
Yeah.
Or air shipping something in, trying to like very quickly turn around and get a few of something there, I know is very expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely cuts into any profit you're making on the game itself just to have them there. And that's happened in the past where a company will bring some in, sell through that way faster than they thought, maybe even on the first day, and then airship more for, say, Saturday or Sunday.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a big hit.
Yeah, it's a huge hit.
So
Wow.
just to have something there, some product.
Yeah,
Sam asks, what was the coolest looking booth?
good question. Keymaster always has a great looking booth.
That's probably my pick too. Theirs was decorated with what looked like, like basically framed pieces of artwork from parks.
Yeah.
And then they had the grass. They had a little booth that looked like a park, a sort of, office or something. They're wearing their little park ranger outfits.
Yeah.
It's small,
Right.
but it really stands out. It's so well manicured.
It's inviting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really well done.
And it was right there next to the Everdell one, which had the big tree and
tabletop
fence
tycoon,
and
yeah.
all that, right? And so I thought that was cool to have those back to back. So you have the parks and the
awesome.
grass, and just that whole middle area right there was very soothing.
Outdoorsy,
Outdoorsy, yeah.
It was way in the back, but I thought the IV booth looked great too, with
Oh,
that
for sure.
wood paneling and the neon sign. I thought that was a really slick
I don't
looking
think I
booth.
saw that one.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
of
look
the
at back
dice places had like a lot of wood. It had a very like dark, rich theme
Was it
to
Woodworm?
It might have been woodworm.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was
Wormwood,
beautiful.
wormwood.
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 Yeah,
Wormwood, I'm sorry.
it
There's
was
also-
beautiful.
Who are the people at Dice Tower East? The Dwarven Forge.
Yeah.
They have a really impressive booth. I agree with like the Keymaster is so inviting. I really like it, but like some of those over the top set pieces
Yeah.
Yeah.
are
Alright.
incredible. But I don't want to build one ever nor tear it down.
No, but I mean, you guys you're not mentioning the really cool booths. I mean,
Yeah.
Upper Deck had like
The Upper Deck's
We were going to
pretty
say
cool.
The
the
Matrix.
Matrix thing.
The
was
Matrix.
Every
great.
Dell had a
Matrix,
tree
yeah.
you could sit in.
Oh, yeah.
I mentioned that
I
now.
thought you were talking about
Yeah.
the parks thing still.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what about XYZ? They had the best booth.
I did.
Which
Which one was that?
Which one was XYZ?
The truck.
Oh,
but-
dang.
That was
Oh,
so
the
far
US,
away. You know
the mail truck.
The mail truck was super
USPS
cool. Yeah.
truck?
Yeah, that was super
No,
cool.
not the mail truck. The
What?
monster
No,
truck.
I
wasn't in the.
I like the mail truck.
That's still a booth. It doesn't matter where it is. It's a booth.
Where
No,
was
ain't
that?
nobody walking
That's a
over there.
convention
I don't know
hall.
what you're talking about.
That's
That's so
definitely.
cool,
It was
they
in the
brought
test play
in
area
a
at the very
monster
end.
truck out in the play area.
It was in like hall.
I don't even know where the
A
play
or
area
something
was.
Like that.
The-
Yeah, you were
the one we
there.
walked
The
through to
Easter
get back
tables?
to the.
It had all those, all the
Tablecloth.
There's a whole
tables in it
event
with
room
the
center.
pastel
Yeah, I
purple.
definitely
and
never
yellow.
saw that. No.
We
How
literally
did you
walked
get-
through that
It's
room.
fine.
Well-
You just missed the truck.
Yeah, you saw.
Yeah.
you
Okay,
did.
no, but the monster truck was really cool.
It was cool.
You can take a picture with it. They had the game set up there to play. I really like that.
That game
booth.
looks interesting.
Ship
It's got
Theory
like
always has
tire
a nice
dice.
looking
Ship
booth.
Theory had a really
Ship
nice
Theory
one.
was really clean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
they
was
were
very
a good looking
clean.
booth.
The monster truck was awesome, Tom, but I
I am mind boggled that I'm the only person talking about the monster truck, but all right.
it wasn't
I guess
smashing
it's-
anything.
No, I
guess it's
liked
like
the mail
you
truck
couldn't-
though. I don't know how they got a mail truck like legally.
Stole it.
No, okay,
It's
no.
like a movie prop
Gone
or
in
something.
60
Yeah, it's
seconds.
like,
The U.S. Post Office provided it.
Did they
for
really?
sure, yeah.
They rented it or something?
I'm really
Interesting.
surprised that USPS game is an officially licensed, postal service product, but it's Big Potato, which I thought was based
Well,
in the
USPS
UK.
has to do something for relevancy at this point.
I was thinking that the USPS needs any positive press they can
Anything
get.
they can get. Yes, we'll give you a truck. Would you like a job?
Yeah.
I mean, anything. Take it.
If you're counting stuff outside of the convention hall, I mean, if you want to cheat like that, then the Funko room is really nice,
Oh
where
my
they've got
goodness.
the demo area and they've
Oh,
got all
nice.
their product along the walls there. That looks very, very professional and inviting. So that's nice.
In the back, one of the things that was a hot games booth was Ghost Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
Peterson's
Yes,
stuff, because he had
that's
some
true.
stuff that we didn't know was going to be there, like
Right.
the Twilight Imperium codices that you could get,
Yeah.
and then,
Tons of Keyforge.
but not just Keyforge, they had
All the
a
print on demand stuff, yeah.
print on demand where you can play through Keyforge as a solo or cooperative version.
Right, they had this product that they said had been made available in the past as a print and play when the game was still in Fantasy Flight's hands.
Yep.
But had never been printed. I mean, officially. So they acquired the rights to that and did a print-on-demand packaging of that. Looks very good.
Yeah.
The card quality is a little different from the standard trading card game or any card game. But yeah, they had two of those that they were selling, and they're cooperative. Like you say, you can take any deck of Keyforge cards and play against that.
And
Solo
those,
or with a group.
I'm very
Those-
intrigued.
Very
by
cool.
that.
those Twilight Imperium codexes, me and Tom were looking at them, we're like, how can you even play with this? It's a bunch of stuff you had to print out and a bunch of stuff that you'd have to figure out weird ways to import into the game. But the fact that Ghost Galaxies had it actually available,
Right.
it upgrades some of the cards, gives you the errata card versions of them, so upgrades a bunch of that. There's
There's a whole new faction.
There's like
Yeah,
a whole
that's
new
pretty
faction,
good.
extra ways to
Pretty
play the game, lots of extra like cards just in general, lots of upgrades. Like me and Tom went through and like upgraded the entire Dice Tower library set with just all the current stuff.
I will say I thought it was pricey.
Oh,
The amount of content you got, I thought that
It
whole
costs as much
Ghost
as an
Galaxy
expansion,
book-
right?
booth, I thought everything there was pricey.
right.
It's all print on demand type stuff.
And
so.
just to reiterate, because Loopy here might not be the only one that's unfamiliar, they did pull Keyforge with Fantasy Flight because they had an issue with the algorithm, but it has since been relaunched with Ghost Galaxy.
Well, it's
right?
about to be.
About to be relaunched.
It
Yeah.
will
It's
be
gonna be
soon,
on
yeah.
GameFound,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's
It is
crazy.
coming to Game Fan.
Speaking of print your own, did you guys see the terrain guy that like you could make your own molds?
That's a Kickstarter. He's
That's
running
right.
a Kickstarter.
Is he
coming up.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
he runs,
okay.
starts Kickstarter in a couple months.
It was super cool because he was like mixing liquids and then you pour it into
I
whatever
saw that.
mold
I was
you
wondering
want.
if that was allowed at Gen Con. 'cause
Yeah,
it's
it
over
was
there
super
from-
like
I don't
angel
think I
school.
saw the
Wait,
alchemist.
was he
What?
actually pouring
Yeah.
resin?
Oh,
or
he
was it-
absolutely was.
Yeah,
He was,
yeah, yeah.
was
He was
curing
mixing.
right there and the whole nine.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Did he have like a mask on?
Definitely
No.
deadly,
He definitely had gloves.
deadly poison.
No, he did not. And he was
He
like
was that
allowing you
mask.
to do it as well.
Yeah,
so it was
yeah.
definitely like,
Yeah.
Get it on your
Yeah.
hands, rub it on
You're
your
like, feel how hot
face.
this is, and you're like, ooh,
I was like, yep.
Step
that's
on up,
fine.
kids.
Also dangerous.
tastes like
Don't try
burning.
this.
Oh, one other booth that
Don't-
always
don't
that,
drink
that
it.
looks good. I just like the way it is the board game tables area. I like
Oh,
how they have
so
those
nice.
demo tables there, and they've got
Yeah.
someone that is pretty much manning all of those demo tables.
And I
They've
like
got
the
their
giant
product all over.
Kabuto sumo.
That looked great.
Oh, that
That was
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
looking, yeah.
Interesting.
That's a good looking booth
Enormous.
too.
Board game tables, you might not have even realized it was their booth if you walked along the backside because there was a
It's just-
20-foot tall wall of bags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which are great bags.
I
too.
saw several people carrying those bags
Oh,
around
multiple.
Gen Con.
I saw a lot of
Yeah.
people.
I hope they sold a lot. I really like those bags.
Yeah, they're great.
You mentioned earlier that some of the dice booths look neat. There's a lot of dice booths.
Yeah.
There
I mean,
are.
A lot.
There's always a lot. It's like every time I go to Gen Con, Chessex is always there, and Chessex always has 3 booths. They spread
That's
them out.
crazy.
Yeah.
They're still there. And then there's always been 1 or 2 deluxe dice booths. I think there was 10,
There were all
Yeah.
There's a lot of dice.
Maybe.
booths.
For sure.
A lot.
and they were all busy all the time.
All-
I saw people
were buying
picking out dice
always.
constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
D&D is a thing. It's huge.
Sure.
So-
Heard of it. So 2 booths I really admired because I mean they're just so large. They had a lot of demo tables that I thought that was cool. Was Pandasaurus and the Op. So like they were running demos of tons of stuff.
The stream is sponsored by that. Thanks.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
The thing I'll say that the Op did, which is a complete copy and ripoff of us, is they had a dice rolling competition. They if you rolled a Yahtzee, they had 5 giant dice. If you rolled a Yahtzee on 6s, you won a copy of Marvel Dice Throne.
Oh, that's
Did you
slick.
get the 2
How many
rerolls?
people won?
No, you just
Single
And you just
roll
get a
and
one roll.
5 sixes.
5 sixes.
Yeah,
And
they
roll
give-
the ultimate, man.
They
You
give
gotta roll
any
the
of them
ultimate.
away. That's a crazy
Yeah.
odds.
It's
Tom,
one-
pull out your calculator.
1 out of 2,000.
There you go. There you go.
that's it.
Are you sure?
Well, there's 50,000 people,
Ask
so
Jeff
if
Engelson,
everybody
'cause
rolls
I
the
want to know what
die.
we were giving away.
Right.
For a specific
Interesting.
face, though.
1 out of 2,000 is a little rounding out, but yeah. No.
No, for a specific
for
face.
a
Face.
face?
Yeah, it had to be
Yeah.
sixes, man. If
Yeah.
I roll,
Six.
if I roll 5 fives,
You get
no,
nothing.
Oh,
nothing.
that's 1 out of like 12,000. then.
Thank
That's
you. Right. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
Also, stop making up math.
Yeah. Or maybe
Wouldn't
just
you
3
multiply
out of 5.
6,000
I don't know.
times
what-
6?
I mean, I watched it for a few minutes and I was like, nobody's getting it, you know.
Yeah. Right.
And then I tried and I didn't get it.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah, sweet
Did,
for me.
did anyone see the parade?
Yes,
I
I
did.
It's fun.
I missed it.
I was bummed
I
out.
walked
didn't see
right
it.
into it. I was just strolling in. At one point, I took a nap in the middle of one of the days. I walked back in. I saw the entire hall divided in 2, and I
Yep.
thought, I have to cross now. They were like turning their
The train is coming.
I was glad to see it back. They didn't do it last year, and that's a lot of people really love the parade.
There was a lot of things that they had stopped last year.
I love that the parade is like some people with like very like chintzy cosplay right beside somebody with like amazing cosplay they put ridiculous amounts of hours into. It's just kind of funny.
Did you have a favorite cosplayer?
I saw someone who did the like frog people from The Mandalorian, and it was really good.
Oh, I didn't see
really
that.
good. Yeah.
That's cool. I saw a Cloud, the Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, and he looked really awesome. His hair was like those solid spikes. Like, it looked
that's
really
awesome.
cool.
46,656 possible throws.
That's
Okay.
out of
That's-
50,000 people,
That's
that means
close
one
to
person
12,000.
wins.
Oh, if they all went and rolled. And the stats, technically, yeah, I mean.
Is that permutations
wild.
or combinations?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure
yeah.
that's accurate because that might be divided by 6 actually.
Okay.
Because anyway, I'm not sure. You know what? It doesn't matter. It's rare.
It's a lot.
Bonnie Crew is
and-
asking about the parade. Anybody who wants to be in the parade, basically you can just dress up and you just walk through. There's no, as far as I know, there's no requirements. You can just walk into the parade.
The part that's weird to me with the cosplay, I've always found odd, is that one area right outside the exhibit hall where they stand there, like in this bubble of space.
Yeah,
that you're
the
not allowed
take
to,
my
like, go
picture
in
bubble.
and take pictures, and they're just kind of. It's almost like I'm looking at mannequins at a
Yeah,
at a department store that move, and it's just.
But I tell you though, I think it's a great idea because they didn't do that a few years ago, and then it was like people getting in the way, and you were constantly having to like, should I stop? Do I wait for people to
So
take
they
the
walk through
pictures?
the hall all the
Oh
time.
yeah. So I like that they do that.
I
now.
did feel bad when there's multiple people out there and like everyone be going to one person and the other person's just like standing there.
Just chilling.
Yeah, well,
Anybody want a picture
Get
with me?
good.
that's right.
So-
No,
Come
come on.
on, that's
When we were eating lunch that one day, we were just sitting on the ground.
Oh, the
near food
monster.
court.
Yeah,
that-
the monster on stilts. He looked awesome.
Yeah, he had like a huge hook hand that he used as like a third stabilizing walking thing.
That's cool.
He
Yeah,
had a speaker system, so that it was like playing
Like eerie music.
kind of music and stuff around it.
He had one of those like from Batman, the Scarecrow mask thing that the Scarecrow character wore. It was like
Yeah,
looked like a bag with like eyes cut out of it, kind of thing.
it was in the vlog for
Creepy.
like 2 seconds.
yeah.
Like,
Relax that.
that was probably the most impressive cosplay. So I don't
It
know
was
what
very
it
cool.
was.
I made eye contact with somebody one time and they asked if I wanted a picture of them. I said no.
Oh man, that's
bad.
awkward. Really?
I-
They
I-
asked
I-
you?
yes,
Like,
they
would
asked
you
me.
like a
Wait, what?
picture?
It's like I made eye contact.
I've
and
never
I
seen
smiled and
that.
like, do you want a picture?
You never smile at them.
I was like,
never smile
no.
at them.
I don't know. It's with their camera. I don't know. I felt
There was
weird.
this cute kid
They're
dressed
like,
up as
hey, do you want to
the
take a picture with me? And I was like, no.
Wait, they wanted a picture of themselves
Yeah, it's
and
like
you in it.
cosplay.
You.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Like they
Well,
had
you were in
their.
cosplay.
Yeah, to
No.
be fair, you shouldn't have been
No.
dressed up.
You
as,
look just
as
like
one of
Camilla from the
Max
Dice Tower.
No,
That's great
no,
cosplay.
nobody knew me. No, anyway, but this is awkward. I didn't know, and I just said no because I froze.
Well, that's a good
Right,
segue.
right.
The weirdest thing is this happened at the airport. It wasn't even at the
so
con,
crazy.
Let's talk about us at Dice Tower. At Gen Con, what did we think of like our booth and how did we all like it?
I don't remember whose idea.
Gen Con does not sponsor the show, so you say what you want.
I don't remember. Well, it may have been my idea. If it was, this is going to sound terrible. I like the TV. The TV was great.
Talked about that like 3 years ago. But
You know what
about
else's
3
was?
years.
You know
I
what
think
else was
Roy's
Mike's
idea
idea?
of the
Well,
TV was great. It was clearly Roy's idea.
There you go.
You know what else was Mike's idea? Was the mats. The play mats getting signed.
Oh, that was my idea.
That
But
was
That was
really
my
good.
second.
Done
That was
that
really
before.
good. We've done it before, but not like putting it like, hey, we will sign this for you on the thing.
Oh,
That was really
interesting.
fun.
We're really glad everyone came by and said hi to us.
Yes.
We really appreciate
Yeah.
that.
really, really do.
The show itself, that was, we've talked in the past how our best audiences have been at Essen, and
Yeah.
sometimes our U.S. audiences are more sedate. That was not a sedate
This was
audience.
not a sedate
Yeah,
audience.
not an audience.
They were into it.
That was a lot of fun.
There was one guy in
Yeah.
particular who was bringing up the whole crowd, but that was a very noisy. That makes our show a lot easier to do
right
when
now.
you guys are noisy and.
Yeah.
And a couple people have asked if we're posting that on our channel.
It is going up
It's
Sunday.
this weekend.
So it's already
Yeah.
been ripped down. It's already been edited. It's going to be uploaded. So
Did the audio get better?
yeah, it's a lot better. Way better.
That's great.
So it'll be better than if you watch Gencon's live stream. So
Oh, nice.
Because
Because
Roy's
the
got
audio's
the
lovely.
magical.
I thought Roy said it was better than if you were there, but that I don't know about.
That's probably true. Not better than that.
no.
The show was great. Booth was great. Getting to meet so many people was fun.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Pretty much whenever I was on shift at the booth, I was usually at the Dice Tower trying to get people to roll, 3 of a kind to win a little prize.
That was
thing.
fun.
One of the things we always say is like we're always just sitting here in front of a camera, and it's always we get have the live chat and stuff like that, but it's always hard to know like who's there. But it's so awesome to just have so many people come up to us and be like, "Oh, I like your stuff. Oh, Chris, I love your things. Oh, Mike, I love your
Right.
reviews. Oh,
Yeah.
Camilla, I love your
Oh,
stuff."
Roy, your
It's
game
just,
is awesome.
it's just so different to like have people like come up to you and actually like interact with you all the time. It's
Just
a lot
see
of
the
fun.
other side of the camera.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
The other thing I thought was really cool is that Gen Con is, it's kind of an international show, but I don't think it ever felt like more of one than this year. I had so many people from
yeah,
other parts of
really.
the world come up and say, and it's just, you forget sometimes, that there are people from all over the world that watch what you do, and it's really cool to see this hobby just taking off in areas that maybe it hadn't before. So that was neat.
I think all of Poland likes the dice.
I think you're right. Yeah, South America, a lot of people from South America came
That's
up,
awesome.
and it was great. It was really cool.
If you want your country to get a shout out, come up to us and say very nice things.
That's right. I'm looking at you, Estonia.
Hang on, we got Peru, Spain,
Puerto Rico,
Chile, Puerto Rico,
Finland.
yes,
Oh yeah.
Poland.
Yep.
I'm gonna forget something. I'm gonna
Did we say,
Definitely
did we say
Germany.
Peru already?
Peru, yeah, yep.
Mexico,
Mexico, yeah,
Canada,
yep.
Counts.
Nebraska.
Totally different country.
Someone asked about Sam. We did see Sam there. We all said hey. He was only there, I think, for half the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we were able to say hey and talk to him for a bit.
Oh, did I not put him in the vlog? Some of the transferring of videos just on the spot there.
Yeah.
Not everything went through, but yeah, we did get to say hi to him for a little bit. It was really nice.
Yep.
All right. I mean, that's. We'll take a couple questions, and we're going to shut this down before we go because we got live plays. There's lots of things there.
We didn't play a
Mikaus-
whole lot of
Yeah,
games,
Mikaus
that's for
says that he's waiting for Mike's German Shepherd game. Did you ever get that?
Oh, it's
idea?
still under development. It's going
Okay.
through really intense prototyping and play testing right now. So.
Well, Nick says, is there anything we missed that we would have liked to spend more time with, or booth, or anything?
I mean, always.
I think just demoing in general.
Yeah.
I didn't demo. I take that back. I did demoed one game.
I
think
demoed 2.
I think I
I
would have
demoed
liked.
one. I got a lot of overviews.
Yeah.
Like, I think like 4 or something like that. But you have to purposely sit down and do it. It's nice when you get like the not full demo, like the really short one. I don't know.
Yeah.
That helps with knowing about the game.
I would have liked to have seen Splendor Duel or whatever it is.
Oh,
Mike
that'd be
saw, he said very,
played through a full
very
game
good
of it.
things.
Yeah.
That's
Imagine
one I
not
would have liked to have
tremendously
seen.
long.
Didn't really do a lot of that. That's a big one, demoing
Yeah,
stuff.
I played War of the Ring, the card game, so with one of the developers, and that was a lot of fun. So
Demoed one round. So Bezier Games did a really good job of demoing Cat in the Box. They had several tables set up. I thought this was really interesting. They had some of the people there had like a little earpiece microphone thing and a small speaker.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen people do that before.
And that would save your voice so much.
Yes.
You know, it's a loud hall and you're demoing the same game over and over and over again. So I thought that was really cool.
Agreed.
All right. Let's see. Someone had mentioned, how does this compare to other U.S. cons? How much does this compare in terms of prep work meetings? This is our most. We'll take our own cons out of the equation because those
Well,
require
that
that.
was
Yeah.
completely different.
This is the most work
Yeah,
by
for
far.
Yeah.
I know this because we do PAX. We've done Origins. Well, Origins was more work when we did the live streaming there.
Sure.
Because that required that. But
Right.
this is our biggest booth. We have to all get there. That's basically what it is. The bigger the booth, we take more stuff there than we take anywhere else. And just all of us getting there. And then there's more people there. So to meet all the people I need to meet, they say, what, there's 530 booths?
Yeah.
I don't have 530 hours.
Right.
I don't have 530 half hours. I don't even have 530 10-minute segments.
Well, and the fact that we know our live show is going to be like really big, there's a lot more pressure there. I feel. Well, maybe it's just me, but I'm just like, I gotta make sure it works right, you know. So
Yeah, because you're running it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Roy,
I'm
you.
super sad about Bruce's there. Is that what you're
What?
getting ready to point out?
Yeah.
Oh yes, Strong Bad was there. That was
Totally
hilarious.
missed it.
We put it in the vlog, right?
Yeah.
Think we did.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw the footage that you took of it. Yeah.
I guess
Oh, I
another
had no
person here
idea.
who doesn't really know where.
No, I'm
I
also.
mean, I know
Holy
what Strong
crap,
Bad is.
man.
Strong Bad,
I know.
Trogdor.
No, I know. I just don't.
Should name my pet after that.
I have a deep emotional connection with Strong.
Not only do I not care, it's actually the other direction.
I think
from
this
me.
is an age thing.
When I look at
It's-
Strong Bad, I hate everything about
You
it.
sound like a grandpa right now.
Yeah.
I'm just
Why are you
saying.
making
I
up
am.
me?
No, I'm talking to Tom.
Yeah,
He's old.
I would
That's
not
fine.
be shamed for not liking something. You can't just because you don't like something doesn't make you
But
old.
we're saying we like it, and you're saying not only am I neutral, I dislike it. Get off my lawn,
Do you dislike it
kids.
because we like it so much?
You were like,
No, I
Yes.
didn't know you guys liked it till a couple weeks ago.
And that's when he started to dislike it.
No, I'm really sad I missed the creators of them because that was
Yeah, that would have been
really
cool.
fun.
I didn't actually
Yeah.
talk to him because they were demoing a game, but I was
Right.
like, they were doing the voices and all
It's their
that
new
stuff. It
game
was-
coming up, right?
Yeah,
Which
I
is
don't necessarily
social
have a whole lot
action.
of faith in the game,
yeah.
but it was kind of cool to see that they were
Yeah,
doing
I
it.
would like to see them.
Well, the percentage of winners and the dice tower rolling. I did the math. Well, I did the math. I asked Jeff Engelson to do the math for me ahead of time, and it's 1 out of 5 would win. When I changed dice, it went a little lower than that, but not much. It might have been 1 out of 6, maybe a little bit.
But I thought there was a lot more wins on those dice. I don't know.
It's just that
why.
there would be streaks sometimes.
Maybe
Right.
that's
That was
it.
really
Yeah.
It's just math, you know. I noticed there's a lot of wins when I wasn't there. I come back and like, where'd all the prizes go?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Someone's giving them out for everything.
No, it was fun though when you switch to a whole like 2 d20s, an 8, 6, and a 4 or whatever. Because when someone rolled a 3 of a kind and they rolled like 4s on both of the 20s and a 4 on like the 4-sided die, you're like, that's really
Those were fun
exciting.
moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never saw no. One person got the 3 swords. That
Oh,
was the
really?
thing.
Oh, that'd be
I said they could have
cool,
anything.
yeah.
They got 2 stuffed animals for that one.
Wow.
2 stuffed animals?
Yes.
What?
Well, who's giving
So
away all the stuff now?
I bet you also gave it to kids if they got 2 of a kind, right?
No, I would flip the die over so
No.
it was legit.
You did?
There you
Yeah, totally.
You're a
Because it's hilarious, and the parents love it. They love it. The parents are like,
I-
"Yay!" They give you high fives.
You got to learn how to
Yeah.
be a little bit more subtle in
No.
your cheating, Roy.
No, I want the parent. I want them to be excited. Like, oh, that guy gave us the thing, and then come back and subscribe.
No,
to the
I
channel.
want them to actually get good and win.
Well, they're
You just said that earlier,
Die
Roy.
rolling is a skill.
There's difference between children and adults.
Okay, what would you like to see different
Height and
next
age.
Gen Con?
Something different.
Well, with,
Oh.
I'm slightly vague. I like to see return to normality.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Gen Con is expensive. I
Yeah.
mean, look, like I said, this show's not sponsored by Gen Con. But I really do like the show. But it's expensive. It's very crowded. I still don't think it's worth going to the stadium. We do every year. We're like, let's go look at the stadium. We're like, kind of cool. There are things at Gen Con that people are being priced out of, not just games, but True Dungeon costing $88 a person.
Yeah.
We'll never go.
I don't want to go.
I can't afford $88 an hour. That's.
No.
I'd rather spend $88 on a meal. You know, I get 2 hours
Right.
worth out of that.
Right.
And food.
Yeah, that's true.
I would rather buy a board game, which will last me much longer than the meal.
But
like
or
food.
the
people
sugar.
like that, but I feel like it's probably that. Also, we've seen there's not a lot of used stuff at Gen Con anymore. There used to
wasn't
be
a
the
lot of
dead
deals.
CCG booths.
Yeah.
I
That's right.
missed that
Yeah.
booth very much this year. I kept looking for it, and it was always sort of in that same area.
It was cute at one of the stuffed animal booths. There was like a small little display of like dead CCGs. Like I
I had a
almost
few, but it was mostly like really outrageously priced.
Right. It was not
packs.
cheap. They're really
I
expensive.
was this close to buying a $1 pack of the Austin Powers CCG though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll show you a place online you can get it very cheaply. I'm assuming they still have them. There was a booth there near the back. That is a place online. They're like a website you can get old dead CCGs fairly cheaply, and they had a presence there. But it was a different booth than the one that's been there in the past, and has just
Yep.
the spread of all this old stuff that I really like looking through.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And this will sound a little personal towards Asmodee, but I wish Asmodee's booth wasn't so big. Asmodee's booth is gigantically huge, and they don't use it
Oh, there's a lot
at
of
all.
a lot
There's
of
so
wasted
much dead
space.
space.
It's weird.
There's also all these demos, tables, and
It's
stuff.
hard-
I'm like,
you can't
why don't
even
you
buy
move that in
anything,
Hall
right?
3?
Yeah.
And I could see another 30, 40 small publishers. The small publisher area is really dinky at this point.
It is.
I mean, not that there's a lot of trash small publisher type stuff,
Sure.
but I don't know. That felt weird, and I would go up there, and the crowds are immediately gone when you went
Yeah.
to Asmodee
Yeah.
because there's just so much space. There's nothing to look at, and I just
Right.
felt that was wasted.
Well, it's odd too because on the back side of the Asmodee booth, kind of hidden from like a lot of the hot stuff, they were like demoing the new Uwe Rosenberg Atiwa game, and they're showing off like genuinely exciting things, but they were like almost hiding.
No
it. Like,
fanfare, yeah, at all. You're right. They had the Tokaido duo there. There are a lot of things that, yeah, you wouldn't know it if you weren't like either stumbling across it or
Right.
actively looking for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, I had a good time. We were very tired.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very tiring
It
convention.
was, yeah.
More than any convention other than Essen for me.
I think it was physically exhausting, just like
Yeah.
standing so much, on the hard floor and stuff like that. It was very physically draining, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm a
Right.
very outgoing person, but yeah, just that much noise and that that many people. Like it's nice to get away for a little bit, and then kind of come back to it.
Yeah, I would
which
have to
is-
do that
Yeah.
a little bit here and there.
Also,
Yeah.
thank you to everyone here for putting the blogs together. And we want to say thanks to Chris for editing those
for sure.
each night
Yeah,
and
those
getting those
extra-
out. Everyone
extra
asked about
hours.
that.
Yeah.
So that was great. And we'll try to do that in the future and things. what we did there, I don't plan to change dramatically for the future. We really liked what we did. Who knows what will happen next time? Anyway, if you came by and said hi to us, thank you.
Thank you.
And if you didn't come by because you were at home and watched our stuff online, also thank you. So,
Indeed.
until next time, I'm Tom Vassal.
I'm Roy Canday.
I'm Wendy Yee.
I'm Mike Delicio.
I'm Z Garcia.
Camilla Cleghorn.
I'm Chris Yee.
And now Roy will press the button.
Press
Well,
the
no,
button.
you have like a
Press
crazy
the
like,
button.
have fun, Gencon.
Press the button.